All right, so the follow for follow method is going to be the most crucial piece in getting your account from 0 to about 3,000 followers. This is one of the most crucial steps in the early stages of growing an account, and this is something that I highly recommend anybody does when they're first starting. Now, the follow for follow method makes it sound a little bit more complex or maybe convoluted than it is or it should be, but the follow for follow method is actually a pretty simple concept. In the follow for follow method, you're basically finding pages that are similar to yours in your niche, and then you're following the people that are interested in their content. So once again, you're just using other pages to kind of show you who's interested in the topic that you're posting about, and then you're following those people in hopes that they'll follow you back because, hey, maybe they're interested in your content too. So what that looks like on Instagram is you're going to a page that's larger than yours, you're finding the people that are interested in the same kind of niche or the same kind of content that you're posting about, and then you're following those people that are really active in that community. So to give you a very basic example of this, I have this page here, Trap Theory, with just over 3,000 followers. If I wanted to find potential people that might be interested in my content and do the follow for follow method, I might go to a page here like Rap Loaded News, which is a little bit bigger than mine, and then I might go and follow the people that are commenting on their content, that are liking their content, and that are following them. I recommend that you look for pages between about 2,000 and 20,000 followers. This shows that their audience is interested in following smaller pages and that they're really that into the content that they don't just follow a couple of bigger pages, they actually follow the more niche, hardcore fan pages on your topic or your niche. So by example, where I'm in the rap niche, if I start trying to use the follow for follow method on the rap page's followers, a page where there's about 10 million followers, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're super into hip hop. There's so many followers that are probably casual music fans of that page that it would be more worth my time to go and find a more nuanced, small audience through a page like Rap Loaded News here. And on the topic of how you're spending your time and efficiency, there's actually two ways that you can really do the follow for follow method. And there's one way that I recommend, and then there's one way that I recommend, but only if you're kind of in a rush. So the faster method, the method that I don't recommend as much, is to actually go to your competitor's page and just to go directly into their followers tab and just start tapping follow on every single person that follows them. Now, that's a really fast way to try and grow followers, but the problem with that is that you're not going to get the most engaged followers. So while your actual followers might jump quicker, your page isn't going to grow as fast. I know that sounds super counterintuitive, and we're going to talk about why that is and how the algorithm works, but that'll be next week. Now, the slightly more time-consuming method is the method that I actually recommend. This is the method where you're going to go into that person's page, and instead of just following all the people that follow them, you're actually going to go into their comment section and look for the people that are commenting on their posts, and those are going to be the first people you follow. The reason you're going to do this is because these are people that are already engaging with their content, so hopefully they're going to come and engage with your content. Now, if these people come and they comment on your post too, that's just icing on the cake. A comment is actually considered high-quality engagement, and is something that the algorithm absolutely favors. So if you can get a lot of people commenting on your stuff, that's going to help you out big time. Now, the second piece of this more time-consuming method is to actually follow the people that like their posts. But you don't want to just follow everybody that likes their posts. You want to follow the people that like their posts within the first 2 hours of it being posted. So if on their page they've only got posts that are like 12 hours old or older, don't bother with this method, but this is pretty good for finding those hardcore fans that like people's posts right away and that are really in that niche or in that topic, because they're going to be the ones that are like always on this page, liking content, again, commenting. Basically, the whole key in this method is to try and find people that are interested in your content and what you're posting about by going to other people's pages that are similar and trying to capture their audience. So that's two ways that you can effectively do the follow for follow method, is you can go and you can take the more slow but surefire route that's going to grow you a lot faster in the long run of following the people that comment, following the people that like those posts within the first 2 hours, or you can take the more fast approach of just following everybody that they follow. Once again, if you take the fast approach, we're going to have to do some extra steps that's going to slow you down later on, but that's for next week's video. Now, there is one caveat that I have to add to this method, and that's that you can get an action ban if you abuse this method. So following people that have similar interests to what your page is posting about is great for growth, but if you do too much too quickly, Instagram might start to think that you're a bot just mass following everybody, at which point they would give you an action ban, which is not something that we want to do. Now, an action ban isn't something that's going to get your page shut down, at least not if you get a couple. If you get like 100 action bans, you might be in danger of your page getting shut down, but I mean, I think I've probably got about 10 in my days on Instagram and my page is still good to go. But once again, an action ban is where Instagram thinks that you're a bot or that your profile has bot activity. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna stop your ability from being able to follow people for up to 7 days. Now, obviously 7 days of not being able to follow people is gonna really hurt your growth when you could be doing the follow for follow method. So here's the framework that I have for you that I would recommend you follow. If the account that you're trying to grow is over a year old, feel free to follow about 40 people every hour and a half. If your page is on the newer side though, I would only recommend following about 20 to 25 people every hour and a half. By only following people in smaller groups every hour and a half, Instagram's algorithm is not going to think that you're a bot. It's going to allow you to grow without getting action banned. And the second piece to that is the knowledge that Instagram only allows you to do 500 actions in a day. So that includes following, liking, commenting on posts, anything like that. You're going to want to keep it under 500 a day. So honestly, if you're going to do the follow for follow method and you're going to follow between 25 and 40 people per hour, depending on your account size, I recommend that you only do that for about 6 or 7 rounds each day. That way you're not running into an account ban. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is hashtags. Now, you probably think you've heard about hashtags and you know about hashtags, but a hashtag strategy for a smaller page without an established audience under 1,000 followers is way different than a hashtag strategy for a larger page. Now, if we go on the phone here and we actually kind of look at how hashtags work, what you've got is you've got the top section and then you've got the recent section for hashtags. Now, this is important because when we're talking about a smaller page without a big audience, we're going to need to approach it a little bit differently, how we're picking hashtags to use with each of our posts. So on this top section on the left here, this is going to be all of the posts that are getting a lot of likes, a lot of comments. These are the top posts with that hashtag. So when you have a smaller page, it's going to be obviously a lot easier to get into this recent post section because this is literally just every recent post within this hashtag. Now, ultimately, in the long term, as your page gets bigger, it's going to be important to get over into this top section because as you can see here, when I refresh it, we're still going to have some of the same posts on the top here. With the recent section, every time I refresh it on a larger hashtag, there's a good chance that we're going to get new posts in there. So one thing that's important to know is if you're going to go and you're going to create a post and you're going to put some hashtags on it, it'll start to show you how different hashtags have so many posts underneath that hashtag. Obviously, under hashtag invest here, we have related hashtags. Hashtag investors has 2.9 million posts. Investment property is 2.1. As we start getting down here, we start getting some of the smaller ones. Hashtag invest now, only 174,000 posts. Now that's going to be big for you as a smaller page because when we're using hashtags as a smaller page, if we want to get into that recent category and stay there a little bit longer so that when people refresh, your post doesn't just instantly go down, you're going to want to look for these hashtags with slightly smaller market caps or slightly smaller posts under them. So if I'm a smaller page, what I want to do is I want to find hashtags under 500,000, but ideally under 250,000. So if I type in hashtag motivation here, obviously motivation's got 297 million posts. That is a really used hashtag. If I post something and it gets put in the recent, it's going to be gone 2 minutes from now, where people are going to have to scroll for minutes to find my post. What I want to do is I want to go and I want to find something much smaller. Right here, motivational videos or motivation videos, only 178K. This is not a video, but it's still in that same kind of niche, so I'm going to put it in there. Similarly, if I do hashtag hustle, hustle or hustler quotes, a lot of these things are in the millions, but if I come down here, hustler quotes, that's only got 46,000. Does that apply? Absolutely. Now, there's been a big deal of game about do you want to use less hashtags or more hashtags? Instagram recently released some data saying that you should only use about 5 or 6 hashtags per post, but I actually disagree with that, especially when you're a new page. When you're a new page and you're not going to get into those top sections on hashtags because those are really where the bigger pages excel, and you're only going to be on the recent, you might as well get in front of as many hashtags as you can. I recommend that you use the maximum amount of hashtags on each post, and that's going to be 30. Now, last week I told you to download Google Drive and Canva, which were going to be 2 pretty useful apps in allowing your page to grow. But on top of that, Google Drive is awesome for keeping your content super simple and separate from the rest of the stuff on your phone. It's pretty annoying when you're trying to go through your camera roll and there's 500 posts or 500 reels that you're getting ready to post on Instagram and you're just trying to find that picture of your friends from last week. So I highly recommend you make a folder in your Google Drive, use it as storage so that you're not clogging up your phone, and use it as a way to keep your stuff separate from the regular photos on your phone. As far as Canva goes, Canva's gonna be huge in allowing you to create custom content. We're gonna do a deep dive on Canva at a later date, But go ahead and start checking out Canva. They've got a lot of free templates, and it's gonna allow you to make posts that are not just run-of-the-mill everyday Instagram posts. It's gonna be a step above the competition. So with all of that said, here is your homework for this upcoming week. Step 1, start using the follow for follow method to follow as many people as you can while following the limits that I set for you. Step 2, start using the hashtag tricks that I showed you. It's gonna help you to get some more organic and natural reach. And then step 3, I want you to start posting 3 posts per day minimum. We're gonna start really trying to ramp up with this page, with what we're doing for you guys. We want you guys to get 10,000 followers as fast as possible, but as simply as possible. And with that said, the last piece of homework I have for you is to start stockpiling content on the Google Drive. It's gonna make it a lot easier to post 2 posts per day if you stockpile stuff every once in a while. And on top of that, if you wanna check out Canva, that's gonna be really beneficial to you, but we will get into that a little bit deeper later on. And I just wanna say truly thank you guys for watching this video. I know this is kind of more complex material, so if you've got any questions at all, just drop them in the comments, and I'll make sure to get back to you guys as fast as possible. But God bless and have a good one, y'all.